Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Many years ago, when our first child was just one, we brought her to Perth for a holiday. Over there, our Australian friends joked that while my wife and I were just starting our parenthood journey, they had already joined the ski club. I asked them, "Where do you ski in Perth?" They just laughed and replied, "Ski stands for Spend Kids Inheritance." That little joke stuck with me. Fast forward to today, my wife and I have reached financial independence and are entering early retirement. We have been spending a lot of time talking about how we want our retirement to look, how to fund it, and yes, what the final state of things might be when we both pass on. In this video, I'll be sharing where our thoughts are currently, which for the two of us is to die with zero. It is not a new idea. In fact, I've touched on it briefly in a few of my earlier videos. The phrase itself comes from a book by American author Bill Perkins, Die with Zero, Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life. This is not a book review. To be honest, I didn't find the book particularly nice to read. It feels like it's written by ghostwriters, a bit soulless and detached. And some of the anecdotes, like booking a private island for his wedding and flying his entire entourage there, feels like Crazy Rich Asian, or in this case, Crazy Rich American level of flexing, which is FOMO inducing, not relatable, and a bit crass. Having said that, every book has some good ideas, and this one has a few that align closely with our values and philosophy. I'll zoom in on three key takeaways. Number one, time is more valuable than money. There's a Chinese saying, 一寸光阴一寸金, 寸金难买寸光阴, which translates to 1 unit of time and 1 unit of gold. But the unit of gold cannot buy the unit of time. This idea, honestly, is as old as time itself. As we get older, our health and energy naturally start to decline, and some experiences just can't be postponed. Perkins gives a simple example. A 10,000 holiday at 45 might be priceless for the memories it creates, but at 85, it could be a lot harder, physically tiring, and maybe even impossible, and definitely less rewarding. It is really no different from the time value of money. 10,000 today is worth more than 10,000 decades later because of what it can create. Perkins say we should spend our assets down intentionally, using money to buy experiences, memories, and joy. And that's something we fully agree with. My wife and I have always tried to strike a balance between enjoying the present and saving for the future. But now our runway ahead is getting shorter by the day. We are tilting the balance, allowing ourselves to spend more now, to do things that are meaningful to us, and paying less attention to portfolio numbers. For us, once we factor in the intangible aspects, health, energy, relationships, the parts of life that you cannot put a number to, the value of time far outweighs that of money. This nicely brings me to my next point. Number two, spend early. Time dividends compound over time. These days, everything seems to have a dividend attached to it. Health dividend, social dividend, emotional dividend. So I'll jump on the bandwagon and call this one time dividend. To me, it has two parts. First, the usual way we use the word time, which refers to the sheer length of it. Secondly, the number of times you get to do the same thing, which is the frequency or the repetition. This point is particularly poignant for the two of us. My wife and I started dating back in secondary school. We were naughty, rebellious, and dated behind our parents' back. Now, so many years later, we have been together for more than two-thirds of our lives, longer together than apart. For the vast majority of our working lives, we ran our small business together, sharing the same workspace the same air, the same lived experience. Business partners to life partners in every sense of the word. With this sheer length of time came the countless repetitions that now shape our relationship and our lives. Countless shared meals, countless walks from home to the bus stop and MRT, uncountable conversations about everything and anything under the sun, until we can practically read each other's minds. Simple, mundane, ordinary things that happened every day became extraordinary because of relationship. All possible because we started early. We once watched a YouTube video about a Japanese couple that ran a cafe together for 20 over years. After the wife passed away, the widower shared how much he missed her while operating the cafe. The camera captured his quiet sorrow, how he would glance at the space where she used to stand, cleaning cups while he made the coffee. That scene brought tears to our eyes. I think I'm very much like that Japanese man. At the end of my days, I doubt I'll think much about the once or twice in a lifetime fancy European holidays or Michelin-starred dinners. What will stay with me are the ordinary things. The weekly bowls of beef noodles at Lagoon Food Center during our JC days. The weekly sake and Japanese curry lunches at Isetan Scots when we abandoned our 4 young kids to steal some alone time of our own. Don't get me wrong, we know we are quite unique to have found each other so early, and we have told our 4 kids not to copy us. I've always maintained that older adults are the most heterogeneous demographic group. But I think the key message remains the same. It makes sense to spend early, within your means, of course, but make it intentional and meaningful for yourself. Value time over money and reap those time dividends. The earlier you gain that control over your time, the longer your time dividends can compound so that your time account keeps growing even as your bank account slowly whittles down. The third takeaway, give money earlier, not later. When I share this idea of dying with zero with people around me, the most common thing I hear is, wow, so your kid's not going to get anything from the two of you, ah? That can't be further from our plans. One of the key differences between dying with zero and the ski club, spend kids inheritance, is that we plan to give our money to our loved ones and to causes we believe in while we are still alive, rather than after. Bill Gates, in one of his recent interviews, said that the Gates Foundation will close and give away its final dollar within 20 years of his passing. I'm sure there are many reasons behind that decision, but the one he shared publicly struck me. It is to allow them to give larger amounts earlier. That's in stark contrast to many who want their legacy to last forever. There's no right or wrong here, but my wife and I prefer his way, as our thought processes are quite similar. We would rather give earlier than later, while we are alive than dead. We call it front loading, helping our children with foreseeable big ticket items like down payment for their first home or starting their own families should they choose to do so. We have even budgeted for softer things, travel allowances, or course fees for personal development, because we want them to reap their own time dividends to get certain life experiences earlier and let them compound. Best of all, we'll be here to witness it. So those are our 3 personal takes on the concept of dying with zero. It is not literally ending up with nothing in the bank. It is about us defining our personal relationship with our retirement nest egg and giving it a clear purpose. Most importantly, it prepares us psychologically to spend it down, something many retirees struggle to do. Of course, all that said, we are not about to spend and give recklessly either. We'll still keep a sensible buffer, enough to cover our later years, healthcare needs, and whatever surprises life might throw at us. Dying with zero doesn't mean running out of money. It means being intentional with how we use it. We want to live fully, give meaningfully, and leave this world the way we arrive. Nothing. How about you? What do you think about this idea of dying with zero? What's your guiding principle when it comes to managing your retirement nest egg? If money and time were two accounts you could manage, how would you balance them? Does this idea of time dividends resonate with you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this content your cup of tea, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Until the next time, remember, sometimes the best form of aging is just aging normally. See you in the next one.